I'm Daniel Gross, and this is The Number. The number today is $5 billion. That's the amount of stock in insurance company AIG that Treasury sold last Friday. If you dial back, AIG was one of the real basket cases of the financial crisis. It was the ugliest guy in a room full of ugly guys. It was the ugliest house on a block full of ugly, really ugly houses. You can pick whatever your metaphor. This was an insurance company that binged on subprime debt, and then it sold insurance on other types of subprime debt without putting any money aside to cover those claims. So the upshot was that it required a $182 billion bailout from the Federal Reserve and from Treasury, which was way more than any single institution needed. There was this great concern that this money was just going to be a black hole. It was going to pay other creditors. It was going to shore up the balance sheet that we'd never get it back. But a funny thing happened on the way to oblivion for all this money. AIG restructured, it sold a lot of its foreign assets, and it began to earn its way back to prosperity. It had borrowed a ton of money from the Federal Reserve, which it essentially paid back. And what we were left with was Treasury owning 91% of the shares of this publicly traded company. So the mission then was to sell the stock over time without really disrupting the market. Now, so far this year, before last week, Treasury had sold about $12 billion in AIG stock. Its stake had come down to about 61%. That's a majority, but it's a lot less than 91%. AIG's earnings have been pretty good. The stock is trading above 30. Treasury's break-even point on the stock is about 28. So last week they said, hey, let's sell a bunch of shares, see who will buy them. They put up to $5 billion for sale. AIG has sufficient financial strength that it bought back about $3 billion of those. And what happened with this successful offering? Government stake is down to about 55%. That's still a majority, but there's now something that we haven't seen and could not have envisioned a few years ago, which is the path for a day when the U.S. government no longer owns any component of AIG. That $182 billion committed has all come back with a profit, and it can go on its merry way, insuring institutions, assets, sponsoring football clubs, having fancy getaways in Hawaii, doing all the things that insurance companies really like to do. I'm Daniel Gross, and this is The Number.